3, 2, 1.
Yo, we got your back when you driving to work or driving home. If you on a plane or you at the gym or you home alone, all you gotta do to listen to the shows, turn on your phone. Two Ugly Nerds podcast, tell you what's going on. This is the podcast.
Eric is ugly and would not judge anybody else.
There's no other insult.
When did you learn that you were
Two Ugly Nerds podcast.
Welcome to the
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Two Ugly Nerds podcast. Some niggas from the Black Nerd community. I am your host, the podcast guy. What am I here for today? Oh, listen to West Side Boogie. I'm always joined. We're out of order today. I got to rearrange. Cool. I'm always joined by MBJs Music audio engineer, super producer.
There he is.
What's going on, guys?
Man, the myth, the legend.
The father dad himself,
Yeah.
Mr. Pod Daddy.
Mr. Pod Daddy. What's going on, y'all?
Mr. Queen himself. Also always joined by Geronimo. Mr. Connecticut.
Yeah, I guess so. Like Constitution State, whatever, you know. Mr. I mean, my birth certificate there, but I'm from down from these parts, aka they have good seafood,
Bad,
aka
man.
Connecticut's just a growth of New York, aka
Growth of New York.
That's probably disrespectful. I don't think I have any fans
Yeah.
listening to this, but if y'all find us in 5 years, I'm joking. Relax. Anyway,
Nah, he means
they probably not.
That's-
You never
that's-
know, though.
that's
You
East
never
Atlanta.
know.
That's East Atlanta Ronimo right there, bro. I better relax.
Yeah, man.
East
Stone
Atlanta
Mountain,
Ronimo.
man.
He said he dropped the jaw. He East Atlanta Ronimo, nigga.
Atlanta Ronald.
He running up on you niggas. All right,
All right. Yeah, what's good, y'all? Good to be
Mr.
here.
Nintendo,
Yeah, man.
resident pro streamer.
Of course, Returnal
Yo,
going.
Yo,
Returnal going crazy.
Gerard.
Yes.
You've been streaming. You've been uploading on YouTube.
I've been doing some light editing, been slowly
What?
learning some editing, just very
What?
very small. Very small editing. Yeah, man.
Nah, I've been seeing it. I watched little flashes of the Returnal videos because I don't want to spoil it for myself whenever I actually decide to hop back in.
It
But-
felt so good to beat that third boss. It wasn't as hard as the second boss, just real quick. It wasn't as hard as the second boss, in my opinion. But it was still a really cool boss. And then now I kind of, after that, there's a turning point, and now I kind of get what's going on. Well, not everything, but like, I guess the lack of a save, contextually, context-wise, it kind of makes sense, but at the same time, it's a video game.
Right.
But once you get through the first few worlds, things start getting a bit more manageable. So yeah. Man, still enjoying it. If it keeps going the way it does, I don't know, man. It might be one of my favorite games of the year for real.
Right.
I think it's really good. But yeah,
Hey.
anyone's looking to get it, I'd say wait for it to drop to $50 again, because it's been happening like at least
Yeah.
once a month now. So
Goes on sale randomly now.
yep.
Which is good. Which reminds me, there's a countdown for Kingdom Bridge of Spirits. Don't have it on me right now, but I'll get it by the end of this podcast. I'll remind y'all what the countdown is somewhere.
That's coming
Um,
soon.
Is that dropping the top of August or
I always forget.
End
I
of
think
August.
end
it's
of?
like August.
It's
the end
like
of
30
August.
days. Yes, end of August.
Oh, I got some
What's
time.
the 30?
Cool,
Oh, that's
cool,
good.
cool,
That's
cool,
good.
cool,
That's
cool.
good.
End of August,
Yeah,
end of
that
August.
No More Heroes 3. Those
I
are
am
gonna be the games.
holding out tough.
Definitely need to beat Ratchet and Clank before I buy that game.
You probably will.
Just do it, bro. It's all right.
Just do it. It's fine. No problem.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
the game can get mad at you. Why didn't you finish it? They get angry.
My wife would be like, "Didn't you just buy Ratchet and Clank?"
Yeah, but
And then I'm gonna have to
see.
admit that I didn't beat it yet.
she understands. Just blame me. Just
Man.
blame me.
Yeah,
Derek
Derek
said,
man.
Derek,
Well, he held a gun to your head. Like,
yeah.
he did. Actually,
Oh,
funny you say that.
It was a post rifle, but yeah, he did have a gun to my head. Nah, man. I've been saying forever, I need to start saying this close to the top, man. Appreciate everybody that hops on YouTube, comments on YouTube, likes on YouTube. Those help a lot. Appreciate that. I mean, I appreciate wherever you're listening in general. But if you happen to scurry over to YouTube, just drop your little likes over there and
Get
leave a
well
little
acquainted
comment.
with your algorithms.
We will I'll be in the comments waiting for y'all to say anything, so I can respond and talk. But yeah, Ian got a lot of love on Instagram for his boxer hoodie. They said he was out here looking like Tyson. Um,
Boxer
right
hoodie.
for the fight. Yeah, when you had on your little velour hoodie, it was.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh
People,
my
It was
god.
like you
folks
look,
was
he's about to
giving
go
you
in the ring.
love, the social medias and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they said you look like you was about to go in the ring. You know what I'm saying? You was getting ready to.
As soon as he finished the pie, I was like, all right,
All right, man.
let's
Time
get
to go.
up.
Dun, dun,
Time to
dun,
jump, jump ropes.
dun, dun, dun. um, but yeah, man. So yeah, man. We'll keep posting clips. Hopefully, y'all keep enjoying those. Have way more satin lined onesies and whatnot. I'm sure in the future. I'm sure something like that. But yeah. Also, dope news. I guess this is the first time we're allowed to say this now. But Atlanta Comic Con is August 6th through the 8th.
Yeah.
And
Booked
we
and
will
busy.
Can
we
finally
will
talk
be
about it.
woohoo! We will be doing a panel, which is essentially a live podcast. Because who wants to ask us questions? But essentially a live podcast. From Atlanta Comic Con. It's at 10 p.m. on that Friday night. Not the best time slot, maybe, but who cares? We're gonna still be there. Have a lot of fun. We'll try to be there all day, so we can really get acquainted with some people, and hopefully you can see some people come out. So if you're in Atlanta and you hear this, you got about a week and a half or so
Yeah.
to grab a ticket. They're not too expensive. Friday only tickets are $30. And I think passes for the whole weekend are like 650 or 60. If you want to go, on like a Saturday, which is, maybe the more hype days that kind of are. So yeah. And I actually, yeah, well, I don't know. You can just go to the Atlanta Comic Con website and you can see all the ticket prices and everything. But I know Friday only is a $30 ticket. But you obviously get access that whole day, and you can, go see all the exhibits and the vendors and everything else that's in there. All the cosplayers and everything like that. So it should be a good time, and hopefully some people are willing to stick around and check us out 10 p.m. that night. So yeah, that'll be dope. So yeah, come support if you can. If anything, look out. Definitely want to look out for some little vlogs and videos. I'm sure we'll do some stuff and throw it up there for y'all from Atlanta Comic Con, and yeah, hopefully it's a fun experience. Yeah. So, well, actually, this was supposed to be last year, actually, and then obviously the pandemic shut everything down and everything like that. So, they've allowed us to come back again this year, to be involved. So, it will be really, really cool. All right, let's jump right into
Technically speaking, brought to you by Tesla for part one.
Small company.
Small, so yeah, it's just a local business,
They're up and coming.
up and coming.
Big dreams.
Ain't that the guy who thought he was Edison?
Sheesh.
Weak,
See,
weak
As
ass
if.
nigga.
people just be naming their companies anything. Oh, they invented something important.
Elon, he this is a old tweet actually from last month that I missed because I'm not on Twitter. He tweeted that he started off the tweet by saying that he created the ports and the charging stations prior to there being a standard, and there still really isn't a standard port for the charging stations or cars in general, or EV cars in general. But he followed up by saying that he was going to enable other EVs to use his network of charging stations. And we all know Tesla has the largest network of charging stations, period.
Yep.
Which gives them a competitive edge over any EV. It's kind of hard to recommend EVs to anybody outside of Tesla because there aren't a lot of charging stations out there right now.
Right.
Yep.
So them being able to tap into Tesla's charging stations, that's going to close that competitive gap just a little bit. I mean, they still got the largest range of EVs out there, but it'll make it at least enticing enough to even consider maybe jumping into that. He's supposed to be doing this by the end of the year, or starting to at least. I don't know. He didn't really set up a roadmap as far as which stations will get the first treatment. Probably California,
Oh yeah, of course.
or maybe Texas. I don't know. Since he's there now.
Oh well,
That's
okay,
great
yeah.
though. I mean,
All the fancy boys in Cali.
Yeah.
barely, overpriced housing. It's fine.
Hey,
Yeah,
just,
so,
just
gotta
cut
love
out
it.
Gotta love it.
yeah, it's wild. It's wild. It's wild. But yeah, this the future is looking bright for EVs, man.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, that's really cool. I think more of this is gonna just keep happening as we, go on. I think, shoot, even in this decade, I think it's just gonna be, other, more car makers are gonna keep making their electric vehicles, and I think it's just good. It's good overall. We have more choices.
Yeah, we have more
places
choices
to charge, and
Yeah.
outside your home or wherever you can plug it up. So
Yeah, these dates of banning gas-powered vehicle sales starting to make a little more sense with these charging stations,
Being
increasing,
available.
yeah, and more readily available. So yeah,
That definitely helps.
yeah,
That's
That
definitely
probably does
helps.
help a tad bit if there's actually somewhere you can use it.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
charge.
perhaps
Still wouldn't take a EV on a road trip, but
not at all.
Too dangerous.
No.
Yeah. but
Yeah.
hey, you can actually map out your trip based on the charging stations that are.
I'm
nearby.
sure you can. Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
And I wouldn't be. I feel like you could do it if you really wanted to. I guess the only. No, I don't know. I think actually any fear I have is all contingent on shit I don't understand because as long as I have a charge, I can drive, right? It's not like somebody can hack. It's not like Watch Dogs. Nobody can just like hack my car while I'm on a road, and because I'm out of range or something now, now I'm getting hacked, right? Like it's like I'm just. It seemed like it should be okay. Like it don't seem like it should be anything too crazy as long as you know where your charging stations are.
And willing to wait for the duration of time it's going to take to charge the goddamn
Oh,
thing.
that's true. That's true. But then I guess
Actually-
you just treat those as like rest stops though, because aren't the electric cars supposedly getting you like how many miles are you getting on a full charge? On
That was
average.
like 300. Or maybe 300 is like the ceiling.
I think three.
Is it really?
I think 400 is like Teslas can do that,
Okay.
but every other one can do max maybe 250.
Oh,
to
wow.
Oh, that's not great then.
Well,
I don't want to have to stop every.
That's what I'm saying.
20
They still
miles.
got the best range out there. You know what I mean? Like,
So if Teslas are doing about for me, if I got the trade-off for me would be if I get the electric car and it can do 500 miles on a full charge, then I don't mind treating because I like doing road trips anyway. I don't mind doing every 500 miles or 500 about miles as a rest stop, essentially. Like, okay, 500 miles, I know I'm going to stop here because this is my next charging station. And I know this is my break spot. I'm going to have a snack or I'm going to try to get some food on the way there, start charging it, chill, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there is something to it. The only issue with those things is I wonder if that just kind of creates almost like a choke point for crazy people. Like so many people having to stop, stopping in different places and charging for hours and sitting still for hours. Is that going to attract people who may, want to do something crazy and stupid? That makes me wonder about stuff like that. Maybe I'm just a little,
oh,
negative
I see what you're
Nancy,
saying.
but I'm just thinking about people. I mean, you think about what can happen to people like who just pull over on the side of the road, or people you've heard about people getting robbed at rest stops now. You know what I mean? Things like that. So I just wonder, if there's everybody's at the electric car vending charging station, like, yeah, it's probably, you probably want to be on your toes. That's all I mean. But yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things that makes me wonder.
Yeah.
If this I wonder. I feel like It does look like the technology is so cool. I just wonder if we always think of like the full impact of.
No, we never do. Like even then, even on the back end, the means of generating the electricity to charge the stations,
Yeah.
Yeah.
some of them
Where is that
are as detrimental
to the
as
planet as the
gas
fuel
power.
we're pumping?
Yeah, I mean, it's
exactly.
still using energy, so
Yeah.
it's only but so much you can go around unless we keep designing more ways to have renewable energy to keep it kind of flowing around. But even with that, I think there's still limits.
Yeah, check your local sources, man.
Yep.
Check your local sources.
Yeah, see.
See if you're actually saving the environment, unlike some people.
Yeah.
Which brings us to our next segment.
Ooh, that
Ooh,
boy is Segway King.
Ooh,
Segway King.
Yeah, we did a little something there.
that skill, that talent.
My man's Jeff Bezos, man.
Oh my goodness.
Big head Bezos.
He just touched down from outer space.
From where in? Where did he touch down from in?
From inner space.
From
From
inner space.
From the beach, as Derek likes to put it.
From the shoreline.
The space beach.
He went to the space shoreline. It was like,
the coast of outer space.
Let's look up the atmosphere layers real quick.
Like for what? What? Here's bro, all I want to ask anybody who's impressed by this or anything. What did you learn from this? What did you gain from this?
Well, you know, Jeff, I spoke to him. He said that he has a God complex. So this put things into perspective when he saw how
I can conquer that out there, maybe. No, it's interesting though, because like especially when we had
all I'm saying is for all the comic books and everything we read, y'all niggas is very comfortable with Jeff Bezos literally basically becoming Lex Luthor. And I don't see why no one's saying anything about it. Y'all niggas are just hyped. Like, first of all, he didn't go to space. He went to the edge of the atmosphere. He didn't get out of. He didn't go to space.
I actually had a discussion about this with my dad the other day, and he sees it differently. He doesn't see it from like the capitalistic way of it. He kind of sees it as like, I mean, he just like, yeah, it's Jeff Bezos, but he sees it as more like this is how far technology is going as far as, getting closer to space. And so and I guess he's older, so I guess he has a different perspective on it. He's saying like, instead of all the negative type stuff, he sees this like for the next generation that wants to, become like, I don't know, aeronautical engineers or whatever to design this stuff that could help kind of push that forward. And I was like, that's true. Yeah, however, I'm not applauding Jeff Bezos. Yeah. I'm not applauding him.
The next generation,
they're going to
want to be, they're not going to, the next generation going to have to start worrying about stopping the sun from exploding and where we're going to go. Because I'm not Earth really from just catching on fire because we fucked the ozone layer. That's what the next generation have to worry about. They're not gonna be worrying about some billionaire flinging himself to the edge of space. Like, so unfortunately, my thing is like, I feel like when you look at history, right, and you remember things like the Wright brothers and stuff, right? Like that was something exciting. Like they flew a plane, they were able to put it in the air, and like people weren't doing that really, and they were able to safely fly it around and land it. Like that was like, whoa, this is a whole new means of travel. This is something. What is him going to the rim of space and coming back doing for anybody?
Well,
what is it do?
It could. Elon Musk was entertaining this as well, enabling you to get to places a lot faster than a plane would, because the distance would be shorter if you came from that layer of space, I guess.
That, and I think like
so you think that they are going to normalize travel of flinging you to the edge of space and then flinging you back to wherever you're going to land? You think they're going to perfect that?
Potentially.
I think
I don't believe. Yeah, we have world hunger. We have like world hunger, and people are like homeless. Maybe we can. Maybe
that's the entire.
Maybe we don't need to focus on the.
Yeah, that's a whole.
I'm just saying maybe it's a little while to be focused. What I'm saying is you're creating a very difficult problem if you're telling me the focus or the innovation here is to fling people to the edge of space to get them to a location faster. That seems mad far-fetched for us to be spending millions and billions of dollars for this dude to go.
I mean, I don't think it's specifically because, we really want Jeff Bezos, we really want that other rich white dude to fly up there. I think there are other possible reasons for it that can be good. Yeah, I'm not like that's the whole thing about it. Like, I get your angle there that you're coming from about it, and yeah, sure, we shouldn't really applaud the 1% doing this stuff for their means, their plans or whatever. But there can still be good reasons. There can still be good reasons to want to invest in more of this stuff. It just so happens it's like, oh yeah, space flight, neat, whatever. But yeah, I mean, when we got to the lower atmosphere and stuff, we have planes flying everywhere and everything. So that's part of that airspace. So if we just have it higher up and it can come back down quickly, sure, that could be good. So I'm not really knocking the whole technological part of it. It just so happens that they're also testing space flight with people in there, or not space, like upper atmosphere flight. So
it's introducing the commercial side of this, whereas before it was only available to astronauts.
Yeah, and shit, they have to train for months and months to even, to go up and test stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's creating a necessity that could breed some interesting inventions in the future.
Yeah. So while the intentions right now seem really frivolous and superficial, and just generate memes and all that stuff, whatever, but like, I will continue following because even from years ago when I was younger, I did have an interest in NASA and just kind of advancing aeronautic stuff like that. So it is interesting for me from the technological angle, but so
where would the iPhone be if the guy didn't put the car in the phone in the car port?
Oh, yeah,
for you to be able to
that
travel
looks really fucking stupid
wherever
now.
you want to go and make a phone call.
Yeah, so that's my angle of it. So
you may not live to see what this becomes, but
it might not.
It's nice to see where it's starting. Kind of, sort of.
What
even if it is on the backside of us paying for it.
Mm-hmm. The backside of us, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that sucks for sure.
Maybe I'm just
you're jaded, and I get it. I'm jaded about certain things too.
Yeah, it is what it is.
But you're just saying that you believe in humanity, man.
No, I lied.
On the other side of it.
No, I was lying to you. I don't
believe in the people. The rest of us.
I don't believe in people at all. Have you seen the people we live with? No. We are fucked at some point. Somebody. If we don't kill each other, the earth will cleanse us very quickly.
The earth is working on it now.
It's trying to get us out the fuck out of here.
That's why Elon trying to get us out of here.
And guess what? We gonna be gone, and the earth gonna be right here.
Jeff Bezos can keep flying to the rim.
To the rim.
Trying to get to Mars.
My thing is,
I can barely stay on the moon. Like that's what's wild to me as well.
Never mind.
They really shooting for the red rock that might be closer to our size, and then the moon's right there. I don't know. I just find all that stuff kind of interesting. They haven't landed a person on the moon again. And that's another topic, which I'm not really a conspiracy person either. But
don't get Derek started.
I know.
No, because that's all I'm saying is, if this proves anything, is that what made him stop there? Why all this money he spent? Why didn't he just go to space
all the way?
Just go to the moon and come back then, nigga. Since
he has to make sure Amazon makes trillions of dollars. That's why
maybe that's the next. Well, you know what?
Here's my thing, right?
We did it before. Why can't we do it again?
If we've got if he's got billions of dollars, these are billionaires who are fighting to go to space. And you're telling me the government went there in the 60s. We're supposed to believe that.
For less.
They landed there in their little tin pot ass spaceship and landed on the moon, right? Mm-hmm. Put an American flag and all this bullshit. Think that story don't sound like white propaganda bullshit to you. It's just off rip.
Yeah, I mean, it's nationalism stuff too.
Let's pretend it's true though.
Now it does.
Let's just pretend it's true though. Let's pretend that
if Jeff Bezos with all the money he got couldn't make it all the way to the moon,
bruh, you're telling me that every country was trying to get to outer space, And before anybody could,
Every country
just happened to make it up and put their flag.
Even not Elon, even Jeff Bezos got to think, you know what? I
Yo,
spent
white
all
people
this
be on
money.
some shit,
Well,
bro.
y'all spent
It's
all
funny
this
as
money
hell.
to get me this far.
it's all part of global control and
How much
everything.
money would it have costed to get all the way to the moon and
Hey,
back?
maybe the Earth is flat, dog. I'm starting to believe that shit. The Earth
All right,
might be
don't.
flat.
All right, we're cutting this part of the podcast.
Nah,
I don't
be
Edit,
flat,
co-sign
bro.
any
edit,
flat Earth
edit.
part. I
Earth
don't
might be
co-sign
flat,
any flat
bro.
Earth shit.
Earth might be flat, dog.
I can't befriend anyone to say
why
flat
would they
Earth
tell
shit.
us? But Gerard, why would they look us in our faces and tell us that we made it to the moon first and put a flag, bro? What, Gerard?
Wait, can we see the
Alright.
flag from anyway, it doesn't matter. We can send a
Flag
rover.
from
We can
anywhere.
send
You
a
can
rover.
never see the flag.
No,
up
look,
there.
there you
It's
can.
not even
We
up
can
there
see
anymore.
galaxies,
listen,
bro.
Listen, no. Here's the
With
thing.
the Hubble telescope, we can't see the
that's what I'm
flag on the
saying.
moon.
No, here's the thing, bro. Big Bang Theory. I don't remember this episode or the season or anything, but there's an episode where you can shine a laser off of reflectors that have been put on the moon. Right now, do I believe, Ian? We've had this discussion like a million times before, but do I believe that we could have got things to the moon and put them there 100%? And
Yeah.
like that's that. I don't
They're
think
just
that's
not
crazy.
They're just not doing
But do
it for
I
some
think
reason.
that we flew out there and nigga got out of the ship and was just like, I'm in space? Like, yo, how'd you even know how to create a suit to fight against space if you've never been to space? All right, man, cool. But we know how to control our atmosphere in a suit, even though no one's ever actually been there to. So listen, bro. Maybe the Earth isn't flat, but somebody
Maybe
here
the
is an alien.
fuck.
Somebody here isn't an alien. Somebody here is an alien. Somebody was an alien here, bro. I don't know. Maybe we are aliens and we come from another place already, and that's why we just know the type of suits we gotta wear to go back up to space.
And we just
Maybe that's
forgot
where
how
it
to-
come from. But I'm just saying, just think that through, bro. If we were here and evolved here,
Still wonder about the pyramids.
how would we know how to design a suit to exist in space if we could never go to space to experience what we?
They just had to scoop up what's his name over Area 51 real quick. Classified.
Hey man, yeah man.
Classified.
ET right over there, bro.
ET was just a parody.
a
parody of reality.
They got out and wherever the fuck they I don't even remember that movie. Was it in Cali? I don't remember. It doesn't matter.
So we all agree Jeff Bezos should have been able to go to the moon and place his own Amazon flag up there, right? All the money we spent, and he couldn't make it to the moon.
He can't watch the boys. He can't watch the boys on the moon yet.
Jeff Bezos spent 5.5
billion
space for 4 minutes.
5.5 billion for him to be there for 4
just
minutes.
To look and be like, yeah, man, it's pretty. It's pretty dark.
I'm sorry,
up
man.
here.
I think y'all are stretching with that technology.
Here are 7 things money could help solve.
I think
Right.
that's what I mean. I think y'all are stretching with that technological advance shit because I like. Yes,
I'm okay.
Test this and $5.5 billion for him to be there for 4 minutes, bruh.
Number 1, save 37.5 million people from starving. Number 2, fully fund COVAX, securing vaccines for 2.2 billion people in low-income countries. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, man.
Yeah, when you start looking at the numbers, you just be like, oh, damn, son. Yeah, that's why I don't really like applaud him going up there. I'm just like, all right, well, I mean, more things could be happening.
Yo, when you got so much money, you just bored. You fly to space.
Yes, you are bored. That's why he sat up there for 4 minutes. That's why.
Fully fund education.
Wealthy.
Oh man. Pay off all our student loans in one failed sweep, man.
Well, that business can't go.
He went to space for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
4 minutes.
It would be dope if they had like a thing where like, hey, everybody vote in I have this money set aside. Where do y'all want it to go? That'd be so cool if they did that. That'd be dope.
Government is not in our best interest for that, man.
Oh, man.
Everything is set for a reason.
I think everybody knows who to go rob then. Right?
Shoot that thing out. Nope, I didn't say that.
Huh?
Who said that?
You said that? I think you said
No, I didn't say anything.
I think you were saying something about robbing Jeff Bezos?
No, I didn't say anything about robbing.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know.
Oh.
You trying to work there?
Jeff Bezos. I ain't.
Okay.
Shoot that man out the sky.
Yeah. I feel you. All right, man.
Plant 5
Anyways,
billion trees.
long story short, them niggas ain't really go to space. They not really astronauts. They went to the shoreline.
The
of space.
upper atmosphere.
They went to the shoreline of space.
Atmosphere. So where you could see
Yes, they went
space,
further
like,
than
oh,
any of
cool.
us have ever been up. But that don't. Who cares?
Help countries.
Who cares? It's like being the one dude that can almost dunk more than everybody else around, but none of y'all can dunk. Does it really matter? Does it really matter if he gets a little bit closer than everybody else? If none of y'all can, it's still no dunk for anybody, right? Like it's the same shit. Yeah, they got further to the space than we have, but they didn't get there, so whatever.
It's hilarious.
Wealthy people think.
If you're not pussy, go to space and come back.
It is hilarious that
Mr. Richie Rich.
How the amount of fuel he burned, destroying the atmosphere to get to space,
but
for 4 minutes.
But
that
Mother
money could have
Africa
been
is the
used
reason.
to plant 5 billion trees.
Yeah, but them stoves in Africa, bro.
Not his interest.
And provide 5 billion stoves.
Them stoves in Africa. Them stoves in Africa, bro.
Oh man.
If they would just update those stoves in Africa, then
yeah, just pull together some funds.
This Jeff Bezos can fly to space all he wants. That's all it is.
If they
no, poor people, you're the ones destroying the ozone layer. It's your fault. As I fly to space, as I fly to the edge of space for 4 minutes. You gotta be fucking kidding me, man. This is why they took shows. Never mind, man. This is why they took shows like Marco Polo off the air. I feel like y'all didn't learn shit from Game of Thrones. I just feel like y'all be watching this shit for entertainment and y'all don't be taking none of the lessons at all. At all. The lessons be right there.
Man. Let me
They
show
be
you where
telling
I'm
you in TV.
I'm on my way out of this bitch, and I'm gonna fuck the earth up while I do it.
Nigga. In our faces, and nobody's saying a word. Nobody's saying a word. Come on, man. I'm just saying, man. Everybody.
But on the other side, this might bode well for us too.
All right, nigga. Let me be. Hey, bro, our families are never getting off this planet. We not going.
We not making it. Definitely Cairo might get off the planet, man. He might mess around.
Nah, bro.
He colonize. He might mess around and be the one. That's all I'm saying.
You never really know. Yeah.
All right, man. Maybe if Jeff Bezos got a granddaughter that he can fall in love with, then.
Man, who do you think I'm introducing Cairo to?
You can save him. Yeah, go ahead, man. Yeah, all right. There you go. That's your best bet. Try to get him to fall in love with Jeff Bezos' granddaughter.
Bezos Adams.
Yeah. Take her last name soon. No, put that shit first. No,
progressive.
No, definitely put that shit first. Oh, this nigga Ian. Man. Okay. All right, man. That was cool. All right, let's break it up before we get to Council T. Draw, we were talking about the Venomverse, and you were kind of explaining some of the stuff to me because I didn't really realize that they were kind of tying all this together with Venom and Carnage, and obviously I knew Venom and Carnage would be together, but I didn't realize they were going to tie this all in with the MCU and get Spider-Man in and
so
really kind of blend this stuff.
Yeah, so it's partially speculation from people that are in the industry that kind of see how those movies are done, and part speculation from my part. And I think it's good to kind of bring it up again since Loki, the finale season 1 is done. So again, for those listening, still haven't watched or listened to it, I guess spoilers, not exactly the show, spoilers, but it's definitely the time to what occurred at the end. So spoilers, we're here. All right. So yeah, with Loki at the end, we have the multiverse, right? This is definitely their way to kind of make an excuse to this is their way of to make it convenient to have Sony's Venom character, because they still have the Spider-Man movie rights, to be in the MCU in other ways they see fit. We already kind of got some hints of this from when they had the Morbius trailer last year, which Morbius was confirmed. We're saying Venomverse because this is there's a technical term for Sony's like Spider-Man adjacent universe. I don't. It's too many. I don't remember the acronyms, but I'm calling it Venomverse going forward. Yeah. So yeah, we saw from the Morbius trailer last year. The only trailer that's out right now. That movie's kind of like, I don't want to say it's kind of like a spinoff to the Venomverse universe, technically, where it's like it's going to be in New York and everything. The first Venom was in, I think, like San Francisco or LA or something like that. But the sequel with Carnage, right? Yes, yeah, the sequel is in New York. So yeah, so there's been certain stuff people have said where it's like, oh, they're not aware of Spider-Man yet and stuff like that. Just little hints here and there. The Morbius trailer, when he was walking in the alley, they had like a picture on the wall in the alley that's had like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man look like that, like flipping or whatever, and it says murderer. I think that's what it said. I have to rewatch it to remember exact words. But yeah, so like, why would they have Tobey Maguire Spider-Man there in this New York? Like, why would they have that? It's clearly not those movies universe. Right. Stuff like that. And at the end of that trailer, we see Michael Keaton's Vulture in the same little prison getup he had at the very end of Spider-Man Homecoming when he was going to jail. He met Scorpion, so it's already that other link there too. So there's those things. That's neat. But the speculation from my end is 2-3 years ago, after Infinity War Endgame, I think Far From Home happened, the movies, Sony was getting all uppity with Marvel and Disney, where it's like, yeah, we're not going to renew our contract we had with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, the MCU. Yeah. And so we know all social media, everyone was just like, no, what are you doing? No, don't do that, etc. And then after I think like a week and a half or 2 weeks, however long it was, miraculously, they're like, okay, they kiss and made up. And like, okay, cool, we'll just sign another deal and we'll just do it per movie or whatever. So what I think came from that as well, outside of the fact that we're gonna have Spider-Man's ties to MCU still and everything. I think Sony and them said, well, we want some of our character, or at least we want Tom Holland Spider-Man to at least be in some of our movies. And I do think at the very least we'll get a tease or a cameo of some sort of Tom Holland Spider-Man in this Venom movie, in the second Venom movie. To one, in the comics, Venom doesn't get the whole white spider logo until he actually meets Spider-Man. They kind of interact and all that stuff, and the suit changes and stuff. So that happens. Two, Sony has, even from like the Amazing Spider-Man movies of Andrew Garfield, like several years ago, they've had a hard on with trying to do the Sinister Six storyline. That's like one of the OG greatest like Spider-Man storylines. Like 6 of the main. And
then the game is the Sinister Six again.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, and from what it sounds like from the Spider-Man No Way Home rumors, which is a lot of these are that just terrible, worst kept secrets at this point. Like there's gonna be different villains from different movie iterations. We already have confirmed that Doc Ock, the guy that played him, he's gonna be in the movie as a villain. We already know Jamie Foxx's Electro from Amazing Spider-Man 2 is gonna be in. Although there's some others that said that, I think Jamie Foxx at first was kind of too excited and he posted stuff on his Instagram. Of course it's gone because it's probably Marvel and Sony were like, the fuck are you doing? Shut up. But I think he said something. He replied to someone saying like, oh, I'm not going to be blue in this one. So we'll see how that looks. I actually kind of hated his looking.
Yeah, no, that was bad.
But yeah, and then other rumors are like Sandman from Spider-Man 3 is going to be in it, which is weird. I'm curious how they're gonna do that.
It's a crazy lineup.
It's gonna be interesting. There's rumors of Willem Dafoe gonna be Green Goblin again, which that
I want to see that again.
I just wonder. That would be crazy. And then of course, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield will reprise their iterations of Spider-Man. So it'll be like their own low-key Spider-Verse / maybe Sinister Six type thing. And then Sony side of things still has like the Morbius movie. They're gonna do a Kraven the Hunter movie. I don't know how that's gonna work. And they have just some other stuff to work on the side. So that seems to be a lot of the speculation right now. I do think Spider-Man Venom is gonna happen eventually, or Venom in an MCU Spider-Man movie. I think one of those is gonna happen for sure. there's been talks as well of like when No Way Home ends, it's gonna be that trilogy is done. It's gonna start a new trilogy, which some are saying like Peter Parker in college or whatever. They're calling it like the college trilogy. I've seen some people kind of refer to it as that might happen. So they introduce more of these characters like that, and they can kind of go on stories with that too. So that's kind of the gist of it, really. And I know some places, some certain YouTubers, we've mentioned them in previous episodes that do these videos. They've kind of touched on again as well. So that's to what I think is gonna happen. Spider-Man No Way Home, kind of what they're a part of the reason why they kissed the makeups Marvel and Sony Pictures did to probably the stipulations like, okay, well, we want MCU Spider-Man, some of our Venomverse movies. I do think that's part of it. So
yeah, and I think that's fair.
Yeah,
it was. I mean, yeah, we let you have Spider-Man, but now you're, to kind of only have him in these MCU projects. Like, nah, he needs to. He got more villains to fight. He got other stories he can tell in this same universe that we can place here. So I think that'll be interesting. Or, well, because of all the Loki stuff, if they've, instead of saying we're taking Holland and putting him in our Sony movies or Venomverse, it could be more of, hey, we're going to take some of those Venom movies and bring them into the MCU. So it's, like, oh, we pulled this in because of, Kang and what Loki did and everything like that. Like, it could be something like that too. So,
yeah, man. Like, and yeah, because I mean, and there's still some criticism with MCU Spider-Man, like especially the first movie with a lot of Tony Stark influence in it, which I didn't mind it just because it's a different take from other cinemas.
Yeah, I mean, do we have to see the same thing again? We have to watch. Everybody wants to see Uncle Ben die again.
Exactly. Yeah, that exactly, as well as like, and like from all the other movies he's had, it's always. I mean, it's cool. Spider-Man has a lot of his solo stuff, and even though he's had his stuff with the Avengers, he's also had his shit. That's why Sinister Six is so popular. Things like that. It's cool to see him interact with more characters. Like, in this upcoming movies, I mean, Doctor Strange, that should be entertaining.
Yeah, of course.
Now there's rumors of Kingpin, the original actor from the Netflix show, the Daredevil Netflix show, is coming, and he's going to be in the Hawkeye show, which is good because Kingpin does interact with like some of the mafia dudes in that storyline from the Matt Fraction run. So that's cool. Maybe we'll finally get a Spider-Man Kingpin interaction because
that's gonna be interesting.
That will be interesting. That will be very interesting. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff overall that they can do. But I do believe Spider-Man either within the Venomverse is gonna happen. It's just a matter of time, or they'll have Venom pop up in one of Spider-Man's movies, and probably not No Way Home. More definitely not that one, but maybe something else in the future, another project he's in. Okay. So I think that'll be good. And it'll also be good to see this character outside the larger MCU context to deal with things like that. He's already got all this tech with his suits and shit. So yeah, so I'm down for whatever they're trying to do as long as it makes sense and it's entertaining and doesn't suck. So
no, I mean it does seem pretty good, man. It does seem like there's a lot of potential with it. So I'm interested. They got my attention.
Yeah.
Attention.
Yeah. So
which I ain't like the first Venom, so I don't know.
I've only seen clips of it. And it just looks goofy, but
so we didn't like it.
I never watched it.
Or did you guys see it? Or did you guys?
I never saw it.
I did see it, but I just it wasn't. I don't think I said I hated it. I just said it was. I thought it was maybe a little.
It's goofy, but it's like
goofy's not the word I would.
Yeah, I wouldn't say goofy.
It just
there's some of this.
Something felt like it was. Honestly, I guess it just felt like Spider-Man was missing. I'm not gonna lie to you.
A Venom origin without Spider-Man is.
It just felt like it was missing, and
it's huge question mark.
Yeah, but it wasn't a bad movie though, and my hope is that with a couple more characters, and now with his character, defined and fleshed out already, that now this next movie will be
It'll probably be better.
Forward, I would
Yeah,
assume.
hopefully, yeah.
And it's got my boy Carnage.
Yeah, I love.
That's.
It was
how you messed that up.
I'll be there.
Aquaman or nothing.
Well, we might find out. But no, dead ass. I'm looking forward to that sequel. I haven't seen. I need to sit down and just watch Venom. That's part of my movie backlog with Shazam and Aquaman. Yeah, but yeah. So I think with Loki's introduction to the multiverse type stuff going on, Sacred Timeline just unraveling. I think this will be one of the ways to do it, or at least have shit kind of hit the fan. That's why Doctor Strange there too. But yeah, so that's kind of what I think is happening. Marvel, Sony, whoever, Disney, just dropped the trailer. Like Loki's done. I don't know if they're waiting for more people to see that finale or watch the whole show. But yeah, just drop the trailer, bro. It's coming out at Christmas time. We're over 4 months away, or really 4.5 months away. Let's just get it out there. Let's just let the cat out of the bag. All of us that follows the rumors and leaks and story stuff, reports, we know. We already know. Just show, bro. Just show it. Just blow social media up for a whole day.
That'd be fire. Just drop it around. I mean, I'm sure that's what they're gonna do. They're just gonna go ahead and just randomly drop it one day, and it's just gonna be out the blue, and everybody's gonna go nuts. Like I'm sure that's how this is gonna go down. But yeah. Next up, we have Michael B. Jordan has come out and said that he is looking to develop a Black Superman project for HBO Max that centers around the Val Zod incarceration of Superman. That is cool. Val Zod is different than Clark Kent. I don't know how much I trust Michael B. Jordan as a producer yet. I like Michael B. Jordan. I want to be clear. I really do. I really like him as an actor. I think he was great in Creed. You know what I mean? Like, I think he's, I just Raising Dion just had some moments that I hope maybe he's learned from. So there's no. I'm not downing on him. He hasn't convinced me yet. So for him to be doing the Val Zod story is a little rough to me. But yeah, my thing is WB has a bad track record, and I know Michael B. Jordan is Michael B. Jordan, but Ava DuVernay was Ava DuVernay. New guys ain't seeing the light of day, and I not really convinced this is gonna see the light of day. The only other thing is that they said that I don't know if this is going to be in collaboration with J.J. Abrams. They were saying something about he was supposed to be involved with some of it as well. I mean, and I guess this all stems from him. If you guys remember, they were thinking of bringing him in and literally making him be a Black Clark Kent. And he wasn't interested. He said he wasn't interested in that. He did not want to just be a race bent Clark Kent, like, oh, well, my parents are Black, but we're from Kansas, and I landed like he didn't want that, which I respect him for that. So for him to say no to that and then say, hey, but I do want to work with you on producing a Val Zod story, I think that is cool. But yeah, I guess I need to see more from him. I need to see more from him.
The announcement is cool. The intention is good generally. Yeah. But I mean, we all know you're a much bigger DC head than I am. But at the same time, I will just kind of sit back and watch and see what happens before getting super excited, really hype or anything. And it sucks to have to be that way because, like you said, Warner Bros. Track record is just I don't know what's going on, man. But
yeah, that's the sad part.
Yeah, and then there's a lot, there's definitely a lot of different takes on it. Some probably view it, some of the more problematic takes are like, oh no, we want Mark Hamill back. Not Mark Hamill. What's his name? Henry Cavill. That's so funny. That's so funny. I said their names like that. We want Henry Cavill to reprise that Superman again. And it's like, yeah, I see that, but this is not the same character. Some are just like, oh, but Michael B. Jordan, like you said, it's just a number of different thoughts, viewpoints on the whole announcement. Haven't really done enough to really get to be like fully on board and excited that we'll even, they'll actually start shooting.
I don't know. Michael B. Jordan also has a lot to deliver on. He's still doing Killmonger performances, and I just have a strong belief that eventually he's going to end up coming back in the MCU. Especially now with everything going on, I just can't foresee him not coming back to the MCU in some way.
Mm-hmm. Outside of the What If show.
Outside, yeah, I mean live action. I meant, definitely, yeah. I was like, because I know he's in the What If show for sure, but I mean the live action as well. I think he will come back in the main MCU, like the movies and everything. I also, he also has to do the Static Shock project that he said he was doing, and so to add another project on here for another Black character, here's the thing. And I want to say this with all due respect to Michael B. Jordan, not that he's going to hear this or give a fuck about what I have to say, but I think it's dangerous when you're working with a company like WB and we see their track record of shelving projects, either with Black directors or people that are putting Black people in prominent lead roles. You got to be responsible when taking on these projects, because right now what he's doing is he has Static Shock, right? They said, hey, you do Static Shock. And they say, hey, you do Val-Zod, you do Black Superman. Well, there's 2 Black projects held up. We don't know where John Stewart Green Lantern's coming from. And we know that the supposed Green Lantern Corps series that's supposedly coming out, he's not in. And the only John Stewart we have is from the End of the Arrow series.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. They need to stop.
That's the only Green Arrow we have. I mean, that's the only John Stewart we have, or anything close to representing that character. And so,
not much confidence.
So I don't have confidence already in these projects. But now WB gets to say, well, we gave it to him. He was working on it. Well, Michael B., do you really have time to put your, like, I don't want to challenge his love of comic books or comic, stuff like that. But do you love these characters enough to make sure these are a priority, or are you going to have to go shoot some Marvel movies for 2-3 months at a time?
Creed 3 or whatever.
How you gonna? Yeah, exactly. Another Creed. You're gonna have to go do these other, whatever this Tom Clancy wrote. You're gonna do all these little action movies. You have a lot of work to do. Are you gonna have time to sit down and really produce these characters? Because these are really important characters. We can't afford for them to shelve and fuck up Static Shock. We can't afford for them to shelve and fuck up Val-Zod. Like, we couldn't. I was just online. We were talking about it, and they were saying that Steel. They could have put Steel, even in like Zack Snyder's Justice League. Like the way they could have had a whole different section there if you want to spread the timeline out. Superman dies, and Black Genius engineer, steps in his place and builds this suit to do the right thing, and Steel right there, boom, new Steel, bam, right in there, easy money. That's a movie. Everybody's gonna watch it. Everybody's gonna enjoy it. But would WB ever sanction that movie? Of course not. They're never gonna make the Black Genius. Like, they hated making Cyborg that important. They're never gonna make a Mr. Terrific movie. Like, it's just never gonna happen. It won't. So yeah, it does make it hard to trust and believe in some of these projects that we hear get rumored, and I hate that I have to like kind of feel that way about it, but yeah, I have hope. I want them to do well, but I feel like if Ava DuVernay couldn't get New Gods out, and she's an actual producer, like I'm not saying I'm sure she showed up in a show or something like that, but she's not an actress. She doesn't go act. That's not her thing, right? So if Ava DuVernay, who actually is a director producer, that's what she actually does full time, and they cut her out. How long are they gonna let Michael B. Jordan hang on to these projects with nothing really coming from them, or we're just getting writers? Because that's what they're saying about Static, and we've been talking about Static for like 3 years now or something like that.
Yeah.
And they're talking about they're just getting writers for it and putting it together.
This iteration of it too. I think it's been talks about even longer than 3 years of like another.
Well,
version.
yeah, I just mean this new Static that they came up with. Because remember, a lot of these rumors started with Jaden Smith being Static, and that was where the whirlwind kind of started, and that's where this came from. And then, now it's turned to all this other stuff, and I just think Michael B. Jordan just should be careful. And if he can't, he needs to make sure he has the right people he can delegate to in his absence, so that these projects can really be handled with the proper care. Because we cannot afford for these to fuck up, or for him to fall through on producing these projects, and then give WB the excuse of saying, "Well, we hired the black producer, we gave him the black project, we did everything, they're gonna say, look at Marvel. They get Ryan Coogler. They gave him Black Panther. He did what he was supposed to do. We did the same thing, and he didn't produce. We can't afford that. So he has to take this super seriously. And I just, and it's not to say that he shouldn't take his other things seriously, but what he does with those projects can have a lasting effect on how black characters from DC projects are seen in general. You know what I mean? So
shit, at this point, it's like,
yeah,
people of color. It's like the Blue Beetle project, also on HBO Max. It's like definitely should be on the big screen, in my opinion. But
apparently HBO Max is making a big push to have a lot of their blockbuster projects be on HBO Max.
I mean, they could just do the Disney approach now. I mean, Black Widow's Black Widow, but like, oh no, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was cutting you off. My bad. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because like they could still. What they're doing this year is unique because the situation of the pandemic. But like, like next year going forward, like Disney's pretty much. Movie comes out, whatever, and then within 3-4, pretty much the time when it comes out on Blu-ray and stuff, it's gonna go on their service, so people that watch the service can just watch it. And that's how Black Widow is gonna work when this whole like Disney Access stuff is done with. It's just gonna be there, and it should be on Blu-ray as well. So they could definitely do that if they wanted to. I think they could do that, but they just won't for whatever reason.
But my thing is, who does that hurt? You pay. HBO Max is more expensive than Disney Plus, but you go on HBO Max, and when they release a movie, they release it right there, and you get to watch it. My thing is, to a degree, I understand what people are saying, and in that they want the projects to be on the big screen. But to me, streaming is such a core of society now.
Yeah,
like at least. I guess that does sound a little arrogant. At least a first world society, streaming is the core way that you're watching like these shows. You know what I mean? Like you're everybody's streaming you know what I mean? So like, don't get me wrong, people will still enjoy going to a movie, I'm sure. But also, if you tell them, hey, you can watch it at home on your screen, I don't think people are going, oh, I'm just going to watch it on a streaming service. I don't want that. I'm not going to watch it. Like if Marvel said, hey, we are never releasing a movie in theater again. Every movie is going directly to Disney Plus, and it's whatever. They changed the pricing or whatever. And that's just what they said. Who are y'all going to, are y'all going to complain, or is y'all going to watch the movie?
Watch the movie.
Everybody's going to watch the movie.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So I don't you know what I mean? So I don't think it lowers visibility by making these projects go to HBO Max, because to me, it's all about the quality of the project. If they do this Blue Beetle project really well, because Blue Beetle is an amazing character. Love his character. If you
he's
watch Young
dope.
Justice, like he's just so great. But if they do this live action Blue Beetle correctly with a great story, and you get a series that gives them time to build things out, I don't see the issue. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Funny enough, and I because we got a little bit of waffle here. I got a question for y'all. I was thinking the other day to myself, people were really upset with Zack Snyder putting out a 5-hour movie or whatever it was, 6 hours, whatever it was in total run.
It was 4 hours actually.
4 hours. My bad, 4 hours.
God
People were
forbid.
mad that he put out a 4-hour movie in 6 parts, right?
Hmm.
How is that really different than one of these Marvel series? Other than the fact that it was a movie that you could pause at each individual section versus coming out as individual episodes. What's the difference?
Well, unfortunately, the narrative deterred
No,
many,
I'm
many,
asking
many.
y'all genuinely.
Just like the runtime itself, or
I mean,
the
not even. I mean,
just.
not just overall. I have a story, right? I have
Yeah.
a story to tell. This is the story I'm trying to tell. I can shoot that as one shot and break it into, and I'm saying one shot. I don't really mean that he shot the movie in one shot. What I'm saying is,
Mhm.
and I'm saying that for the viewers, really. But what I mean is, I can shoot it a movie in a movie format, or I can shoot it in an episodic format, right?
Mhm.
But either way, I'm still telling the same story. Now, if I shoot it in a movie format, but I give it to you in acts, so you have clear stopping points of, hey, if I only want to watch, I only have a 50-minute block. I got time to watch one show, 50 minutes. I
Mhm.
can watch that block and stop. And I can return to watch the next block the next day, whenever. How is that any different than just watching an episode of a show, seeing that episode, and then the next week you watch the next episode, or the next day you can watch the next episode? Like, how is it? What's the difference other than people just don't like the delivery? It's the same thing. I couldn't understand why people would complain. I wish
Yeah.
every movie would do that. I wish we could have every Harry Potter movie be 8 hours and you give it, and I can go online and I can sit down and watch an 8-hour Harry Potter movie, or I can watch it in episodes. I would love that. That means I'd miss no detail. Who would be mad about that? Everybody that's ever read a book that's been turned into a movie would enjoy that, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
so I don't understand the complaints. I guess I just don't understand I guess people just don't like Zack Snyder, or people just hate on DC.
It's it's
But
it's it's both
So
of those, unfortunately.
the core complaint is that it was too long. Is that what you're getting at? Yeah,
yeah, but it was no different than watching the Loki series.
it really wasn't.
It's a combination. It's really the combination of DC movies in the mind share of the average viewer or fan or watcher, whatever you want to call it, plus the runtime. That 4 hours is intimidating for many. So you have to be either really invested, like we are, and we're looking forward to at least with an open mind, or you just have to be, I don't know, a big movie buff and just
No, but you're
stuff like
told
that.
going in that this does not have to be a straight 4 hours.
Some
And
people just
you don't
need
have to
things.
make up a stopping point for yourself. Like, I'm telling you, hey, you can pause here. You saw a complete storyboard. You saw this right here. So exactly what I wanted you to see. You can stop right here and come back tomorrow, and you will pick right back up because you saw a complete section. You see what I'm saying? It's not like,
No,
okay,
no,
I gotta stop here
I,
because it's you know what I mean? Like, it's
I
I
agree with you. No, I agree with you. I'm trying to come at it from like
a
that
regular
side.
consumer
Yeah.
perspective.
And like when you turn on, it's like, oh, Zack Snyder's Justice League. I heard this, I heard the original was bad, or I watched the original was bad. And then they because when it first came out, it was like front and center on the app for a minute. And then like when you start it, you see 4 hours, you're like, oh wow, this is long. Now I don't recall if like you go on the app or website or whatever and you pull it up. I don't recall it
does.
specifically saying
it
that
does.
says there's
There's a
6
screen.
parts.
It tells you there. This movie is shot in 4:3 da 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 da, and then it tells you it's episodic. You can pause so that it literally gives you that up front. It tells that,
So-
and that's the only reason I'm saying that.
Oh.
This movie specifically told you up front, hey, there's sections here for you to section off and come back at your leisure so you can watch at your own pace. It tells you at the beginning of that movie.
I think
I just
even
said the 4:3 aspect.
No,
And that was it.
It's two screens. It
I
tells
think
It's been a while,
it
so
lets you know.
I was gonna say, I think even if Loki was shown or provided to us the way
because I mean that was 6 parts.
if Loki was provided to us the way
Zack Snyder Justice League.
Zack Snyder Justice League was provided, I don't think it would have been as well received either.
Mm-hmm.
I think they would have complained about this too. I think yeah.
I could see that for
Personally.
sure.
Like, we would have been cool with it. I mean, it's like 5 hours runtime, the whole series. If you were to make people sit for 5 hours to watch this whole thing, people would complain about that.
But you don't have to. You can pause it between.
Yeah, you
episodes.
can.
You can pause.
You definitely
wherever you want.
can.
You can stop it.
I think
come back.
if the Zack Snyder cut was split up the way it is for all the Disney shows, it would have been well received.
If it's
I
an
think so,
episode
too.
So my thing is how can we as people evolve? Because if you have to have it say episode 1, episode 2, episode 3,
that's just
then
how
it's-
we traditionally are accustomed to receiving
We've all just
television.
that's just how we've been. I just think traditionally that's just how we've been trained
I get
to
it,
consume
yes.
this media.
Yeah,
it's just.
that's
I
crazy.
honestly, real rap. I'm telling you, like it's really just because of the whole mind share, the DCU
Yeah.
and Zack Snyder and Justice League. It's the boils and poisons for X. How
I mean,
long has
that's
it
true.
been?
That's
5
true.
years?
I get
really
that.
think that's
I get
the
that.
whole reason for
DC
most
has-
people to not even pull it
it's
up and press
unfortunate.
play. I think that's the first barrier. Like, let's say, okay, so let's use a hypothetical, I guess. Let's say everyone was just like, oh man, sure, I'm interested to see, this director's cut, whatever. Let's eliminate that barrier. Everyone comes and press play. So I think it would have been better. More people would have watched it. 1, the hypothetical, and 2, I think it would have been more received. Just people laying down, or like you said, like the movie starts off and says, this is split up episodic. You can watch it at your leisure to consume the full story, etc. I think that would have been better for sure. I mean, sure. I mean, when they first said it was going to be split up into 6 parts, I immediately thought, oh, the whole movie is going to be 6 separate videos you click and watch, like you're just watching a season of something. That was my initial thought. And then when it came out, I was like, oh, it's just a whole runtime. I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll just pause it. But not everyone wants to kind of look at it kind of that way. Some people are just like, oh no, my attention span, I can't deal with that, even though all 3 Lord of the Rings movies are probably longer than that or whatever. Or no, not
Right.
all 3, probably just the first 2.
For
But
sure.
but yeah, so it's like I think that's what it comes down to, bro. Like,
I mean, I do get it. I do.
Yeah.
I just think it's odd that people don't see the double standard they're setting.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I feel like even if they did like not necessarily scheduled, but just split it up into episodes and have people just binge watch each one of them back to back like that, I think even that would have been more well received than what we got.
maybe they should have done it like that, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, so I mean, shoot, even outside of y'all, talking to the rest of the friend circle and even other people.
Yeah,
Like
some people
family
haven't
members.
even watched it just because of the fact that it's like,
Yes, like I told them, they're like, because some people ask me, oh, you watched it? Is it really 4 hours long? That's literally the first thing people have said to me. I'm like, yes. However, the way it's split up, you can't, some acts flow better than others. And also you can watch them and pause each act and you can still, understand everything. It flows well that way. And they're like, oh, okay, well, maybe I'll see it. Or they'll be like, oh, okay, but it's still Justice League, so nah. And it's like, I can't change that fact.
Right. Yeah, no,
can't do
and that I can live with. If you just don't want to watch it for that because you just at this point don't like the Justice League or you just don't like DC. I get that because it's not even DC's fault. It's not DC you don't like. It's Warner Brothers. They don't know how to handle their property.
Yeah, it's definitely
So
Warner
I
Brothers.
understand that you're misguided when you say that DC is terrible because DC isn't terrible. DC is fucking awesome. It's Warner Brothers that is fucking everything up. That being said, you know, it is what we've got. You know, so yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think that's interesting, the double standard. I think people should at least be consistent. What happened?
I gotta use the restroom real quick.
That's how we put it in the Zoom chat.
Hey man, oh y'all niggas is something else. We're back. So console T. We are jumping into console T draw.
Console T. Ding, ling, 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 ling. This is the invisible mug. I'm holding it. Just imagine it. Just imagine there's some tea in here. Just.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
I have lemonade.
Hey, you doing better than me, man. Like, I'm gonna figure out the tea thing so we make it genuine outside of coffee, but you know. All right, so console tea. So this past week, definitely a bit different for console tea wise. I think we'll start the Nintendo thing just because it's a bit shorter. So Monday, Tuesday time, Nintendo has a specific Twitter they don't really post on too much. It's mostly information for like investors and stuff like that, financial stuff. They pretty much came out, and I'll read it verbatim because they posted in English in 2 tweets. They said a news report on July 15th claimed that the profit margin of the Switch OLED model would increase compared to the current Nintendo Switch. To ensure correct understanding among our investors and customers, we want to make clear that the claim is incorrect. So one, this is the most transparent Nintendo has ever really been on any of their Twitter accounts about money stuff, straight up. So that's wild that they just woke up and did this. That's wild. So two, in the follow tweet, they said, we also want to clarify that we just announced the Switch OLED model will launch October 2021 and have no plans for launching any other model at this time. So that is truly clarified because even after the OLED model was announced, still some people clung on to but maybe there is a Switch, Switch Pro coming next year. Maybe this isn't the real one. They're pretty much just saying like, no, this is the one. If you're interested, buy it. If not, whatever. That's pretty much it. So
right though.
Yeah, so it was weird seeing how transparent, straight shooter they were about this. Mm-hmm. And then so Twitter kind of I appreciate it. I was just kind of like taking it back, like, damn, son. I didn't even know they're thinking like that. But okay, but for those that don't really follow like that, they didn't say who this was specifically, but it was definitely targeted towards like Bloomberg, 100% targeted towards Bloomberg, because they're kind of leading the charge on a lot of the reports of the rumor. And then the main reason why people were clinging on to the term Switch Pro again, which is because there might have been some 4K capability with it, whatever. Like kind of like a PS4 Pro or Xbox One X back when those happened. That's all this really is. So, so they're saying, we're justifying $350 because a lot of people keep buying the $300 one, so they're probably like, oh shit, let's see if we can make $350 a pop off, whatever.
Yeah.
So vote for a while, etc. Yeah.
That's all you can do with this situation. I mean, the Nintendo is not 100%. I don't think Nintendo's 100% right in what they're doing with this.
Yeah, I mean, they're looking at just to make money. That's really at the end of it.
If you're going to make a new model, you should actually make some significant increases. But if you, at the end of the day, it's their business. If they want to put it out, we don't have to buy it. You don't have to go out there and get it. No one has to buy it. So just don't buy it if you don't need it. If you have unless you have the first Switch that came out and you've had it since launch, you probably don't need the new Switch if you have a Switch. You got a Switch Lite, you don't need it. If you got you're fine. Keep what you got. It's not that deep. If you don't like the idea of it, don't buy it. It's not like you can't game on. It's not like a next gen console where it's like, oh well, you can't game with this and this person or this person because they don't have that version of it. They're all Switches, bro.
Yep.
What you got?
Yep. Although if there is anyone that don't have a Switch still and want to play Metroid Dread, this is a good one to get. At least because the white and black, it kind of follows a lot of the colors for that. But anyway, that's just me. I really want Metroid to be big. That's just fanboying. But yeah, so that's it. It was just interesting. Nothing else really from Nintendo's side. It's been kind of quiet since then. But the other thing that came out, that's definitely a bigger deal. So it was announced, I want to say on Thursday, that ActivisionBlizzard, the whole corporation, is being sued by the state of California. It's a big deal. So this is Wednesday. I'm sorry, this is Wednesday, but they got more coverage on Thursday and Friday. So the lawsuit's highlighting multiple instances of like harassment and discrimination and our violation of state civil rights. So there's a lot of accounts and stuff that comes into this. There's a lot of articles about it. I'll link the Kotaku one right here. Unfortunately, I will say there are some accounts here that are pretty serious in subject matter, dealing with like sexism, racial discrimination. There was unfortunately an employee that committed suicide due to harassment and things of that nature, just from an employee trip, supposedly. So just seems to be a lot of like good old boy type of company culture, and it's just really bad over there. They didn't specifically say if this was like Vicarious Visions or Toys for Bob or any of that stuff, but it's just they're strictly talking about like Activision Blizzard as a corporation trickling down. So it's just, yeah, it's a mess. From like people coming in like hungover, drunk, not doing much work, just playing. They work for a company making games, maybe playing games on site. There's a lot of detail with it. So it seems that since then, I believe Activision did respond to this lawsuit, and they had a statement just saying like, "Oh, we're just saying it's irresponsible behavior from unaccountable state bureaucrats and all this." So they're pretty much trying to save face and really just fuck them, because the dude that runs, I think his name's like Bobby Kotick or whatever, that motherfucker had like a $200 million bonus from the past year, just because we all gotta get Call of Duty. And it's a weird situation, because this is the issue that just occurs in a lot of places, a lot of studios, just in the game, in a lot of industries in general, but just here it's heightened just because of all the very detailed accounts that came about it. Some, I'm sure, like, how y'all feel about it? I guess this would be more of a discussion piece outside Nintendo stuff. Clearly it's bad. What are y'all initial thoughts on it?
It's disgusting.
Yeah. I think I'm not surprised, and I feel like it's something I kept saying, like when I keep talking about like a lot of games don't feel like they're being made with love anymore.
They're just there to make the millions of dollars.
Yeah, and I guarantee you there are probably similar situations to this happening at EA. We've heard about things happening at Ubisoft.
Yes.
When you look at these big developers, and I guess, as far as much as I say that, I still play Watch Dogs, and I talk about Bloodline DLC being really good and stuff like that, or I still want to play FIFA, or I want to try Madden, I want to play all these other games. I do still want to play those games, but I hate the fact that it goes to that.
Yeah.
So it does put you in a conflicting position to be in. But I wouldn't be surprised to know that this was happening more and more places across the board, because everybody cares more about making money. They're going to push each other to make money. Video game makers, I'm sure, are probably dudes who played video games and probably didn't have a bunch of girls around and never really learned how to talk to women, and now
And then respect.
Now they're learn how to respect women in any way, shape, or form, and now they're in an office and they have to work with women, or a woman is their boss, and they don't know how to operate or how to handle themselves. And now you create these toxic environments, and there's no easy fix for that. Honestly, it's not like it's just send them to a class and they'll learn and figure it out. If anything, they'll get more resentful from some shit like that. So I don't really know what the punishment should be for these, these types of things. But it is sad to see. It is sad to see. I can only hope that there's growth from these companies in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just weird too, because I know, we've had, talks, especially with like EA and stuff like that, where if you don't agree with certain practices with regarding just strictly like game development and how it comes out, the end product, just don't buy the game, or at least don't buy it full price or anything like that. This is a bit more complicated because this is more like a company culture management type of issue, I would say. Mm-hmm. And like, these games are really like, the games we all enjoy, they're really hard to make. Like, it takes a lot of effort. And shoot, just the past year and a half, just pandemic, everyone have to work remote and change up workflows, etc. Right. And I know it's not easy, just from stuff I hear and read about and just see how the games turn about. So it's weird because even if you like say, oh, I'm not going to buy another game ever again from them or whatever. I mean, you can do that. That's fine. But I feel like that also punishes just the, the regular developers, the designers, the artists, the QA people, etc., that work on the stuff for shit that's happening because of management not doing their due diligence to, telling people below them to tell, those regular people. So, I mean, the only thing I can really think that could start a change is I think those male employees or those people in there that see this shit happening, just call it out.
Yeah.
Like,
where are those people? What are they like? This is egregious, man.
Yeah, it's gross, right? Like, the more you, like, honestly, the more you read on it, the more it's just like, damn, you just be feeling like
it's like one of those. It has to feel like one of those no way out situations where you go to work knowing that this is gonna,
yeah,
you're gonna have to deal with this.
But this is the type of job you've trained for, you've worked for.
Right. Crawls, like what the hell?
Everybody's telling you should be glad that you even have this opportunity.
It's just a mess, man.
And here it's like this. And my it is man.
It's tough, right? It's really sad.
Did you guys see the story about the black reporter girl?
Yes.
A woman. I don't know why I say girl, sorry. But the woman, she was doing a report somewhere. I don't know exactly where she was. And some dudes walked by. It looked like a black dude and a white dude, but I'm not really sure who it was when they started talking. But they walked behind like the camera and they keep cursing, talking about they don't want to be on the camera. And then he just started doing nut shit, like saying like this is why he can't be alone with no black woman. He hate white women and he want to be, and then you beautiful, and then he start calling all types of bitches and fucking, and it was just like, yo, what is this dude talking about? And the part that bothered me a little bit was the camera dude just stood there. He ain't say shit. And then the part that kind of pissed me off more so is that he's recording on the camera and he's zooming in on her face and shit like it's a game, like it's a comedy show or something, like
like some TMZ nonsense.
Like I didn't understand,
The Office, like, or whatever.
Yeah, like, well, let's zoom in on her reaction to this foolishness. No, nigga, stop playing with the fucking camera and go knock that nigga jaw off. Like, what are you talking about? I couldn't understand. And then what I saw on the internet was people like, well, what was he supposed to do? He didn't know that guy could have been crazy. He could have been, if that nigga was crazy, he was going to be crazy whether you did something or not.
Right.
So instead, you stood there with your camera scary.
Mm-hmm.
While this dude was just shouting crazy stuff at this woman. I couldn't understand. So I don't know. But it's shit like that, bro. The dude, men got to stand up and say something when you see shit happening that is wrong and fucked up. Like, why is it so hard for us to do or say something? What's gonna happen to you?
People are fearful of losing their jobs, which I mean, sure. On the one hand, I'm not saying, oh, you should just keep turning, blind eye and stuff. That's probably what some of these people are, some are thinking that just don't have the courage to say anything. And that sucks. They should definitely have the courage to say something. So yeah, it's frustrating. It was a pretty frustrating read. Again, it's not so much as like, oh, I'm shocked and surprised it's happening. It's just more like the fact that you're reading it and it's just like, man, something's got to change there. It's a mess. So I'll be following it to see how this goes along. I unfortunately do think this may just come to paying off the people, settling, paying it off, especially when they do come up to the court, they don't have a whoever Activision's company lawyers they get up or whatever, they don't have a good enough angle to try and justify, oh well, that person that committed suicide wasn't on work ground. There's some petty shit like that, or
yeah.
So it's a mess, man. I just do think it needs to be brought up for at least for our listeners too.
Yeah.
It's important to bring exposure to it, and you kind of make what you will of that information. So it really sucks. I'll follow it though.
No, yeah, we're gonna keep up with this, and then we want to see what happens here.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to be held accountable to it, and hopefully they get some of that trash out of there and replace it with people who know how to run a positive company.
Exactly.
Know how to run a positive ship,
because it can be done.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so that's console T this week.
Well,
I know
I got a little console T too.
Oh wait. Oh, the way you said it earlier. All right, well, go on ahead and
okay. No, it's just it's not really long. But we've gotten a little bit of information on some of the new sports games coming out this year now.
Go ahead. And
the two I'm going to focus on here today, it's going to be FIFA and 2K. FIFA's kind of come out. All we ever gotten, shut up, Ian. All we ever gotten is Ian think I only hear his slick comments back in editing. I hear him. I hear him in real time. I hear everything you say. Robbie getting his shit off too. Actually, really, we can all just shoot a fade if y'all want to, honestly, and then we could just go back to regular scheduled podcasting. No, but yeah. So people came out and a lot of the information they gave is some stuff they talked about gameplay. It seems like interesting developments. We'll have to see how it actually plays. FIFA does have a bit of an issue with balancing realism and arcade and the arcade feeling of playing a FIFA game.
What they lean more towards?
This year, it's like they tried to be more. No, I can't even tell you what it is. This year's just a mess. It's a mess. It just feels like a arcadey game that is trying to be realistic from time to time, but also just becomes the most wackadoo shit. Like, actually, I'm just
wackadoo.
Going to. No, I want y'all. I'm gonna send y'all something, and I want y'all to be able to get like your reaction from this clip I'm about to send y'all, because like I want people on here to be able to see this, because this is the craziest shit. You don't even have to play FIFA to really understand like what the fuck happened here. Here it is. It's in posting in our group chat. Y'all go watch that real quick and come back here. And while y'all are doing that, it's just stuff like what I'm showing them the clip is, and I'll explain it in a second once they watch it. But stuff like that clip is like, this is supposed to be an sports level game.
They got hackers, bro. They hacking the game in real time.
People are playing this game for their livelihood.
Bended like Beckham for real.
People are playing this game for their livelihoods. Okay. Like, please, we
What is
deserve.
this?
People
Imagine going to a
deserve-
tournament and losing because of that shot.
$70 gets you this fucking nonsense.
So that's what I'm saying. The game would do the most outrageous shit sometimes. Honestly, I've long thought about streaming my career mode struggles just so that people can just see some of the shit the game will pull up on you when it decides like you've been winning too much. I want to win now. It is insane the fight you will have with a computer sometimes. So I just think it's ridiculous. And they focus in on updating a lot of the wrong shit. They keep telling us about how many more strands of Messi's beard we can see and shit. Like nobody gives a fuck about that.
Beard tech.
I want the game to be fucking good, man. I want the game to feel good. That's what I'm looking for. And I feel like they keep missing the fucking mark every time. But who knows, man? We will get there. And also, and I might do something separate for this because I haven't seen any leaks or anything yet. Might do a solo short because I really want to like go through FIFA or maybe I'll just go like live and talk about it or something. I'll just go on Twitch and do it and just record it that way. But I really just want to go on and talk about like how to make career mode in FIFA and potentially 2K, but just how to make it worth a damn. Like it's not really that hard actually. And actually we have games from 10 years ago that did it already for us. You just need to implement the same style into this. And I'm not saying that's simple. I know that takes development time and I know all that, but it should have been here by now. Like you've been giving us the same game year after year after year and we keep buying it. And that's our fault. People don't want to vote with their wallets. Granted, I didn't buy this last one. I didn't. I haven't bought a FIFA since FIFA 19. I'm FIFA clean since FIFA 19 of purchasing them at least. I didn't purchase it. So it's just like, yeah. I want to do something like that because it's just there's just nothing. They just don't care about anything outside of people getting online and spending dollars and dollars and dollars buying packs and stuff like that. But they do some stuff that is a little bit better now. So I'll talk about all that kind of stuff maybe in a different video. And then you got 2K, who people have been complaining for years now that while NBA Live is terrible, 2K has had its problems with gameplay, game mechanics, online and offline. And because of that, people are looking for updates on, how are you going to make this game feel more fluid, especially now we're getting into these sports games that should be developed primarily for the latest gen. So these sports games now, they're not being, made for PS4 and then being upscaled. They're being made for PS5 and Xbox.
The series.
Yeah, Xbox next gen. And then everything's being scaled down for the other ones. So we should be seeing, there should be nothing holding these games back now from really giving us these, fluid dynamics and things that they claim that they're trying to give us. At least, that's how we look at it as consumers. But of course, the first thing 2K has to let us know is that, hey, you're a basketball player in your career mode, you can also be a rapper.
That's clearly, oh man, RP. That's clearly what the game needed.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be shameless and tell you this. I'm gonna play that shit. I'm gonna pre-order it. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna try to figure out what the fuck this shit is.
Yeah, I need to know.
I need to know. I do. They've got my curiosity. Even that's not the first thing I wanted to hear, but I need to know how they're going to implement me being a rapper into 2K. Because that will be mad interesting.
Yeah, let me know when you stream that. I'd like to.
I will be there. I'm gonna live vicariously through that stream.
Well, and my thing is, if this is a step towards making the career mode a more full sim, I'm all for it because that's all I've ever begged for. Like literally take the Sims, but make it better graphics and then stick me in a world. Now, for me, a perfect world would be, it's one game where you could jump into any sport. which is what I'm kind of hoping that new EA College Sports game is going to be, because they haven't called it EA College Football, EA College Basketball. They called it EA College Sports. So I'm wondering, I don't think I said that before, but I'm hoping that game, instead of just being one, gives us all four, all a couple different sims of, baseball, football, basketball, maybe, I don't know, hockey or something like that, whatever. And then you can kind of like choose a path as you sim your way through. The issue with most career modes, same thing with 2K to an extent, is you can't really spend your money to upgrade. Like, you making this salary, but there's not much else. Now 2K is a little different because you earn virtual credits, which you can use to like buy new clothes for your mod player and different stuff like that. So there is like a direct place you can at least use it, and you use those coins to upgrade your stats and stuff too. So there's a direct correlation. But most of these places like FIFA, you make this much money a year. It never matters if you get a new contract, because if you make more money, there's nothing for you to spend on. You don't go buy new boots. You don't go buy a new apartment. You don't go do anything. You can't get a car. You can't do anything. There's nothing there. I think if all of these games just increase their sims, we're in for a much better ride. So I'm interested to see how they're going to sell us on these games as a whole, because I think gamers are getting a little smarter, and I think you see the community, both communities, getting more and more frustrated with not getting all the updates to these games as a whole. I mean, you're always going to have the people that are going to play because they want to play online, or they're streamers or whatever, and that's just what they do. You're always going to have those. But I think as people, then if you really don't like what you're hearing, and you really like, this is not the update that we needed, this is not the upgrade we said we were going to get, then we really don't need to buy it, And I mean, if that rapper thing is really the only thing that they say before this game comes out, then I might not actually buy it. I'll wait till it goes on sale too. I won't pre-order it at $70 because that's kind of ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, and shout out to the Formula One race games. I have it on my wish list. I'm not.
That's so funny. That another YouTube channel, they do like top videos, whatever.
Gamer Ranks.
Yeah, Game Ranks. Oh, did you watch the video?
So Drew, I don't know if you saw me tweeting about racing games the other day. But I was tweeting about racing games on Twitter. I was getting frustrated with racing games on Twitter because there's annoying amount of indie devs that are making racing games where they're like glorifying the cop part of the racing game.
Oh, I saw that tweet. I actually didn't. Okay.
Like, it's one thing for them to be like,
I didn't know there was
you get to be the cop, and you just like go to racing games on like the PS5 store and just like scroll through. And
the only one I knew of was Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, but I like
but that's more of a subtle, like, take down the street racers. Like,
I like driving away from the cops.
And you can be on both sides with Hot Pursuit. If you go in a PS5 store and look, there's like, it's like Police Autobahn 5. Get those dirty criminals off the streets, but you can also do traffic stops. And you can
no. What the hell?
What?
You can also do traffic stops and pull over.
That shit was hilarious, bro. I'm telling you, like, I couldn't understand. Like, a lot of indie devs make a lot of like cop loving, quote unquote, racing games or driving games, and it is pretty funny. But the F1 racing game. But I saw that video. I'd been thinking about racing games for the last couple of months. I keep like downloading little ones here and there, keep trying different shit. Remember we tried was it the Crew that I tried the trial of?
I tried it.
No, I tried it.
I never started because you tried and you're like, nah, she's whack. And I was like, all right. Well, uninstall.
Yeah.
I uninstalled the trial.
Really, I was like, this ain't really it. So uninstalled that. It didn't hit. Even like Burnout Paradise, for some reason I could not get myself back into that game, and I want to, but I need Midnight Club. I tweeted this, but I need Midnight Club back. I need Midnight Club, or I need Need for Speed Most Wanted, the original.
Actually, they did make another
Midnight
Club on Xbox 360, but I
didn't
remember
that one. Yeah, I don't think it was that.
Oh good. Yeah, but no,
it felt like Need for Speed.
New one, and I saw that update you said, Gerard, that basically it seems like a Midnight Club update to GTA 5, which everybody should own at this point. Everybody should know. If you don't own GTA 5, you're not a gamer. Even
I
if you don't
own
play
GTA
it.
5.
Yes,
Take
you do.
away your
Yes, you
gamer
do.
card.
Yes, you do.
I
Yes, you
used
do.
to own it on
No,
Xbox.
no. You
Adam
own it somewhere.
360. Yeah.
You own it. Ian, I'm telling you, it was $5. You bought it
I
one
had the
time.
physical,
You
though.
own it.
Nah,
Somewhere.
man,
You got to have it in your library. It's somewhere in your library.
I said I refused to pay for it because I started an account on Xbox and I don't want to start over again.
You still got the Xbox?
Yes.
All right. Well, then you still got GTA 5. Then either way, everybody owns GTA 5 on a device or somewhere. Everybody owns
on
it.
PC.
It's been on sale forever. Everybody plays it. Everybody's on it. Everybody has played it. This game is so old. It's ridiculous. And
it's over a decade now. Or actually, I'm lying. It's not. It's almost.
I don't think it's quite a decade. It's like 8 years now.
Nah,
right?
yeah, it's 8 years. My bad. It will be 8 years.
But
in September.
Right. Okay. But yeah, so I don't know what was I saying. Oh, somehow I was saying F1 racing. I don't know why I got to that shit, but F1 racing, their career mode is mad in depth. You take over a team and you go like it's like super. You get your owner racer. You got to really like kind of figure out your car shit, and they let you set up your cars and your team stuff, and you're really in the race, and you got to like it's yeah, bro. It's kind of dope. I fucked with it. I fucked with that shit tough. So
okay, cool.
The F1 races, I think that if you're looking for like a more realistic racing sim, and obviously right now, F1 racing is gaining a lot of popularity. Lewis Hamilton is becoming like a bigger name in motor households. A lot of people are watching F1 now, so I think they put up. I'm playing the. If you want to try it out for actually, anybody who wants to try it out, the F1 2020 has a demo out right now.
Okay.
It's a demo. You can download that demo and play, and it actually lets you do everything I just talked about. You can create a team. You can get your color scheme and your logo, and you create all this stuff, and then you race. You go as far as racing your first race, and you get to see all the interactions. Because what I thought the coolest part is something that FIFA and 2K and these other games have not mastered at all, is at the end of a race. So I took this race, right? And I think I started in 11th place and I ended in 9th place. And the goal wasn't for you to necessarily win. Like it wasn't, I was never catching up with Lewis Hamilton. My car is a brand new car. You know what I mean? I don't have any upgrades or anything, but I qualified high and I was able to hold my position, and I was able to end up moving up 2 positions through whatever happened. So I did pretty well for what was expected at that level. But a couple times I, missed a couple turns. I hit the dirt. I might've clipped the wall a little bit and kept moving. Well, immediately after the race, you get interviewed, and the interview completely reflects that. Like they challenge you real quick. They're like, "Hey, you didn't drive the cleanest race today, did you?" Oh shit, nigga, damn. Like, bad.
Oh, so you have a lot of opinions, huh?
If you clip somebody, if you clip another car, they'll be like, "Hey, so we saw that collision you had with so and so driver. Are you a dirty driver?" Like, nigga, well, no, bro. Like, damn, like I like
that's interesting.
It was very responsive to what happened in that race. Stuff that I was like, man, they ain't gonna bother me about that little shit. Came right back to me, and I was like, oh damn, like they right there. So I'm intrigued to F1. I keep wanting to say FIFA. It's killing me. F1 2020 right now is on sale for like $15. I don't really want to pick it up. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about picking it up yet, but
I'd say wait to the next one. That's kind of how I am with like Forza.
So 2021 is out now. It's just full price. It's just full price $60.
I see.
I just don't feel like spending the 60. But I think I can play if you can get 2020 on sale, and it's on sale right now for 15, which isn't the worst. I figure it's not too bad to, just talk it out that way. But now to be and just wait for 2021 to go on sale, because I think that one would be an even bigger upgrade just on what I'm already experiencing in this one, which I'm finding fun. So I kind of do want to buy the full game. It is tempting. I'm trying to hold out. I have been desperately looking for like a racer to have some fun in, like that's not Mario Kart, because Mario Kart be pissing me off. Them niggas just.
There's a lot of random stuff in Mario Kart.
It's true.
I mean, it's really just fun just playing, But I've
Mario Kart be on
mostly played
bullshit,
that
dog.
so
You
much.
Maybe on some
You
bullshit.
you be first place and a second before. It's 8 red shells and a blue shell.
Yep,
hitting
get
your
Mario
ass.
Karted, get
You
all the
in
way back there.
30th place, nigga. You like, nigga, how, bruh?
This is
You
bullshit.
Yeah, I
lost
peeped-
2 races on one course, nigga.
I peeped the game on Amanda, man. She would hang in second place for the
Yo,
majority
yeah.
of the race.
Mhm, and
Second,
then
she
boost on you.
and then boost on you at the very last lap.
That's a strat to do though. Like if you hang close and then you see that blue shell come, be like, all right,
Yeah, I bet.
Or what I like to do sometimes, I'd be an asshole. If I'm in first and someone's behind me, they're just neck and neck behind me. I hear that blue shell, I just break.
Hit that break.
I just break. And they'd be like,
Boom.
ah,
We both done,
this shit
though,
fly
nigga.
past me. I'd be like, yep, got him. GG's, I'm out of there. Oh, that's all fun. But yeah, I've got my fill of Mario Kart.
Yeah, Mario
I
Kart.
mean, they just got
Speedrunner.
announced a new one, but it's probably not. Anyway, no,
I
so
do
I
need,
think
you know what? I did forget. I haven't picked up Mario Golf yet. So that is something on Switch that I need to, that's in my wish list backlog over there that I haven't purchased yet.
I was watching a lot of streams of that. I was watching a lot of streams of it.
You didn't like it?
And it's not bad. It's just there's certain little things about it that I feel maybe I don't understand all the mechanics. There's like a layer of it's weird. There's like certain bits of like RNG when you hit the ball. I mean, not saying you can't control where it goes, but it's like you do one thing, and when it hits onto the green, it'll like go. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. Just I was watching a lot of streams of it the past couple of weeks, and it kind of just said like, you know, I'm kind of glad I didn't get it immediately because I don't know if I would love it as much as the original. Because I've only really liked the first Mario Golf. I rented the GameCube one back in the day, but it's just something about it. Just didn't. Something about it didn't gel. I don't know what it was.
I love the first one. I love the little mini golf mode. Like,
yeah, that was the only one mini golf
mode,
as well.
Yeah, I used to love that shit. Yeah. Oh man.
That game was wild because like it's called Mario Golf, but Mario, you don't even unlock Mario until like the third or fourth character. I thought that was so bold.
Hell yeah.
I thought that was wild.
Yeah.
But yeah,
yeah, who the fuck are you? We're not even giving you the main character.
I thought that was, I mean, I was cool because
that is wild.
Luigi was like the first kid to unlock. I was like, oh, bet my boy is here. Wild. That's fine. But yeah, and they had 2 Marios in that bitch too, or 3 technically. But anyway, but no, okay. So yeah, well, since you talked about it, I looked it up and I added it to my library. My PS5 is off, so I don't think it's downloading right now. I'll try it out. I haven't really tried like I did try Forza and I found some fun in it, and I'm looking forward to the new one.
So I really want to get this this Xbox All Access thing. I'm still in for
I've
been
keeping an eye out.
Yeah, because I'm hyped for Forza now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm actually kind of hyped for Forza, and I'm a little sad that Gran Turismo got delayed now. I think I'm one of those people who care a little bit now because I just really want racing games. And I want to see the best of both. It takes so long, too.
It takes so long to make those Gran Turismo games. I don't know why. I mean, they make Gran Turismo Sport, but I don't really know how amazing that is or not. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I guess I just like that sense of arcadiness that comes with the Forza that I see.
Yeah, the one thing I really liked about 4, I haven't really played it much recently just because I was like, okay, I got my feel. I like this. I'm gonna wait for 5. I don't want to invest too much in the 4. I'll wait a few more months for 5 to come out. Yeah, it's like there's a lot of depth to it to where like if you're me, you can do some small tweaks or whatever, but still just kind of drive around, just be like whatever. But if you want to make it more of a simulation type of racing game, you can get in the nitty gritty and like change all the parts, the engine sounds, you know, the lighting, you know, you can download different, like you can make custom decals and stuff, art. People like there's a whole community that just makes art and you can like download it, put it on your car and things like that. You can download other people's tweaks that they made as a profile. So there's definitely a lot of depth to it. Never mind. But yeah, so that list was just fun. We saw that same video. That list was interesting. I'll try out the F1. I've never really tried any of the Formula racing.
It was so crazy that video popped up because I've been thinking about racing games for like 2 weeks. And then today I was tweeting about it earlier, and then I went on. I just literally opened YouTube, and there it was, Gamer Ranks. And I was already subscribed to them and everything, so it's not like it came out of nowhere. But here, and then they had just recently posted it, like I said, like 3 hours ago. So of course I just hadn't been on YouTube in 3 hours. So it wasn't like, on one hand, it felt like a crazy, weird, Big Brother's listening to you type thing.
Algorithms.
But then it was like,
Yeah, the algorithm is.
but also I am subscribed, and you did just upload this video, so it makes sense that you would push this to me right now.
Yeah, man,
Like
it's
you wouldn't.
algorithm got to you, man.
Algorithm got stop, bro. Stop.
What do you? Not again. Not again. Not the algae for.
Don
Algae.
Cheeto, you did your thing, buddy. Yeah, man.
Algae.
But okay.
Yeah,
Okay, man. Cool pod, man. That's all we got.
We're definitely over round of. Oh, enjoy the. Well, this will be. They'll hear how it is, but this was a fun pod, more or less.
Yeah. Well, this will be a doozy to get into, man. Y'all wish me luck. My first day of work tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
Well, yesterday when y'all hear this.
But good luck, man.
Yeah, man. Best of luck. Hopefully, yeah.
Drive safe.
Drive safe.
Drive all the way down Sharetta. Oh my god.
Drive
I'm taking.
safe.
Don't worry, man. I'm leaving every morning at 6:30 and taking the back roads. I know how to get up there on the back road.
Yeah, man.
I'm not playing with them. I'm not playing with the
highways and shit.
The highways and shit. No, especially not 400.
425 is a mess, man.
Sure.
Well, coming up won't be as bad, but leaving, absolutely.
Well, no, leaving is horrendous. You're right. Coming up isn't as bad, but it's still just shit. So no. I'm gonna avoid all of that, and I'm gonna take my nice little back roads.
They changed the exit actually.
Music. Yeah, I know. I saw.
Yeah,
I saw, bro. I was just over there the other day, but no, I'm cool on all that.
They changed it. Yeah. So
cool on all that. But yeah, man. Anyways, appreciate y'all for listening. Hey, don't forget about Atlanta Comic Con. Stick around as well. I appreciate you. But Atlanta Comic Con, if you're in the area, if you're in the city, $30 for a ticket for Friday. We'll be there 10 p.m. is our panel time, but we'll try to be there all day, running around.
Check us out.
You're gonna find us by the Two Ugly Nerds t-shirt with our names on the back. Everybody got their name. You'll find them. You'll see us with the names on the back of the t-shirts and the Two Ugly Nerds and that's how you know we're running around trying to meet people and talk to people. Two Ugly Nerds, but there's three of us. Oh, that should be on the shirt somewhere too. Maybe I should put it on the sleeve.
It should.
I should put it on the sleeve.
It definitely should.
That's wavy, right? That's wavy if I put it on the sleeve. But there's three of us.
Yeah, wait, on the sleeve.
Is that y'all don't know fashion, bro? Don't worry. I'll
put it on the bottom.
No, I'm not saying fashion. I'm saying how long is the sleeves gonna be?
Yeah,
like a t-shirt. So I don't know. I mean, okay. But it just be like on.
Oh, I see. Going around.
Okay, you gonna see it, but
yeah, I don't think he's gonna see. But then, it's better
to
have
it at like the bottom of the shirt.
Be like on a corner somewhere, but there's three.
Corner bottom of the shirt, you mean?
So it's gonna be logo in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Or we're gonna do like logo on the top left or right, whatever the hell those.
It's gonna be middle, just like if you remember them shirts from a couple years back.
Okay,
it'd be like that. They black shirts though.
Yeah, that's fine. That's my wardrobe is darker, black, brown, greens, dark blues, gray.
Cool. All right, man. Not enough waffling on at the end of this podcast for y'all, man. We appreciate y'all for listening. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, enjoy. There's the Two Ugly Nerds, but there's three of us. Peace.
Bye.
We out of here.